Yeah, let's not talk about that one again.
Yeah, I was gonna say we don't have to talk about that one, man. We did that yesterday. We are past that. What are you fucking TNF PTSD? Fuck.
Oh baby, so excited.
Don't bring me back.
Let's ride.
Jesus.
Don't bring
Why
me
you gotta
back.
go there, man? Start the show off all dark. Let's go to Steelers and Colts. Yeah, maybe we're better off
exactly.
Thursday night football.
Let's go back. Let's go back to the other one.
Can we go back to Thursday night football? All right. So we start this one off with the quarterbacks here. We have one who is one of the better dual threat quarterbacks in football right now, and the other's Anthony Richardson. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, Fields. It's finally coming together, right? You give him a sound offensive environment, and I know that might sound
coming together may be generous.
He's been good. Like, he's been top 8 in passing grade on PFF and top 12 in EPA per play. So, like, he's been a good NFL quarterback because the Arthur Smith structure works really well for what he does, right? Take deep shots, take the easy passes. Like, that kind of works with the skill set with Pickens and those guys. Yeah, like, I'm much more confident in Fields than I am Richardson, even though Fields' line is a disaster right now. Like, there is big issues with the offense line in Pittsburgh. Overall, you just trust the structure and system around him right now. It's just going better. We'll see with the Colts. The Colts defense sucks, though, so I'm really not worried about the Colts defense this week for Justin Fields. And on the flip side, Anthony Richardson, oh boy, they got to figure it out.
It's an awful matchup for Richardson, let me tell you that.
It's rough. This defense is good.
Neither of these quarterbacks are in my top 20. I can't do it with Justin Fields. This team has scored 18, 13, and 20 points in 3 wins. We know the Arthur Smith experience. Justin Fields is efficient, and his QB rating has been above 90 every game. That's good for Justin Fields. It's just hasn't been great for fantasy. He barely finished as a top 12 quarterback last week. I do not care. I do not want to deal with this. We saw that the Colts are competent against bad offenses, and like you said, the Steelers line is beat up. The Colts were decent against the Bears last week, even though Caleb threw all over them. They still did well for fantasy in terms of defense. So I don't think Fields is going to do a whole lot here. I'm sitting both of these guys this week.
I will say they have played about the worst possible offensive schedule. Like, Kirk Cousins was a disaster week 1. They got the dumpster fire that was the Chargers. They've also played a terrible offensive week 2. So it really hasn't forced them to do much of anything, like, offensively. I'm kind of curious to see if the Colts can get rolling. If that forces Smith and Fields to kind of get going, because that's how you unlock the true upside for Fields. I just don't know if it's going to happen in this matchup because the Colts offense has been so bad.
It is also a terrible matchup for running back Jonathan Taylor, second worst. It's a middle of the pack matchup for Najee. It looks like he's healthy after, I guess, an arm injury. I have Taylor at 7 and Najee down at 28. How do you guys have this one?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm with you. I'm worried about Taylor in this matchup just because of how the Steelers play defense. So he's borderline top 12. He's like running back 13. I struggle with this offense in general. And until it gets better, I do worry about Jonathan Taylor's upside because they got to sustain those drives. And Najee, he's going to get a lot of work this week, so I don't mind him. I think I have him at RB19, but yeah, like I want to see a little bit from Najee, but he should get a ton of volume with Warren Hurt and potentially CPAP playing. Like, it's just, yeah, it's going to be ugly.
Yeah. For me, it's just Najee is so inefficient still. He's barely averaging 4 yards a carry. He might not be averaging 4 yards a carry, actually. And it's just, like you said, he's a volume play. He hasn't gotten in the end zone yet. Hopefully he falls into the end zone this week, but it's not looking great for him. And yeah, JT faces a tough matchup here as well. These are just both bad offenses, and they're not great plays this week, but JT, you play him. Najee, if you have to flex him, you flex him.
Yeah. It's not a great week for anyone. I can't remember. Forget week. It's not been a great season across the board. I can't ever remember looking at a lineup in every league I'm in, having so little confidence in every lineup where there's very few where there's, there used to be top 10 receivers were all just must starts. Now they're all injured or they've been crap. And it's a shitty year across the board, man. Don't even get me fucking started on tight end, but we'll hit the wide receivers here. The best matchup for the Colts position players so far is the 4th worst matchup for Michael Pittman. 6th best matchup for George Pickens. Having said that, I think I have Pickens at 27, Pittman at 31, which is the lowest I think I've ever had Pittman. I'm the Pittman guy. Maybe time to jump ship here. I know there's a couple of other playable guys I hear. If you're desperate, Calvin Austin, Josh Downs, Alec Pierce, A.D. Mitchell looks like it's a kind of a behavior maturity issue, and I think he's going to be taking some timeouts here. But I guess what do you guys see here?
Yeah, I don't know about you, Jeremy, but I am not touching Michael Pittman this week. Like, he's sitting on my bench, and I'm not playing him. It's been a disaster. Like, he's still getting the looks. He's just not – the targets are not translating. And you've seen the struggles with Richardson. Like, he pushes it downfield. This has been the struggle for Pittman all season. On the flip side, it's a really good matchup for Pickens. He's been very close to hitting on a lot of shots this year. I expect it to come through against this Colts secondary, which is less than spectacular, to say the least. So I'm playing Pickens this week. He's inside my top 20 wide receivers. Pittman is like wide receiver 43. Like, I'm just not interested in Pittman, to tell you the truth. So him and the rest of the Colts options. You could do the Downs experience you want because he's good. He's coming off the injury. I think he'll fit better with the skill set, but then there's the Alec Pierce, right?
Why you gotta be so negative? I have like 92% roster. I got Pittman in like 92% of leagues, and I have to start him. Why you gotta shit all over like that?
You've been hearing me talk about Pittman negatively for like 6 months. You know, it's not something it's not going well. It's not going well.
Pittman is looking like my biggest miss of the offseason for sure. Although I'm lower on him than you, Jesse. This week is my wide receiver 44 this week. I have Downs at 51. So, I think I'd rather play Downs at this point. The Anthony Richardson experience is just crushing us.
Yeah.
I agree with you, George Pickens, by a lot compared to these three guys. I don't want to play any of them.
Yeah.
With all due respect to both of you, blow it out your ass. That sounded respectful, right? Well, you gotta hate on Pittman, man. I got him fucking everywhere. He's like my wide receiver too. Home leagues, work leagues, Scott Fishbowl. Fucking leave me alone with my Pittman.
Let's have him on the bench for a few weeks.
He's coming back here. Anthony Richardson's not this shitty. He's coming back. Let's move on to tight end because that always makes things better. Pat Freiermuth, Kylie Granson. I have Freiermuth as 14. Let me check the matchups here. The matchups are 7th best for Freiermuth, 18th best for Granson. I still don't think you're playing Granson. I don't even know where I have him ranked. Way down somewhere. I can't even find him. I don't think I have him ranked right now. So that should tell you all you need to know.
Yeah. I mean, you could do the Freiermuth thing, I guess. Like, he's running routes. He's playing a bigger role than we anticipated. But, yeah, it's like the upside is severely capped for him. And then the Colts, it's a Colts tight end. Just stop playing Colts tight end. It's been a disaster for like 8 years. Can we just leave Colts tight ends alone and banish them to the sun? Get them out of here. Do not play them. Like, it's the worst possible. I know. Thank you. I don't want to do it. No.
Yeah. And we talked about Pat Freiermuth during the week. Like, he's getting the targets. He's kind of involved, but Justin Fields is not throwing the ball in the red zone much at all. Arthur Smith doesn't want Justin Fields throwing the ball in the red zone. Freiermuth has had exactly 4 catches every single week for 27, 39, and 33 yards and no touchdowns. He has not once finished inside the top 12 at tight end, which is saying something because it's pretty easy to do that. Don't. Just sell him for whatever you can. I know tight end is a wasteland, but go pick up Tyler Conklin if he's still available. Go get like a Mike Gesicki. Hell, Tommy Tremble instead of Freiermuth. Freiermuth is this like middling guy who's just never going to give you what you want.
What did I do to you? That's what I want to know, Jesse. We're getting rid of all Colts tight ends. I'm the guy who says athleticism is all that matters. I loved me some Jelani Woods, some Mo Alley Cox. What does he just shit all over my players this week? What did the Colts do to you? Show me.
Has it ever worked out with a Colts tight end? Like, has it ever worked out? Maybe like it's been
Dallas
Peyton
Manning.
Clark. Yeah, since Peyton Manning, it's been a disaster. Like, just no, like they just don't run enough routes. At least Freiermuth's running like 90% of routes. He's getting usage. Like, you could talk yourself into that. Yeah. There's no way in hell I'm playing, even in triple tight end premium. Like, I'm not playing a Colts tight end. I don't want to do it. Like, you can't force me to do it. I will happily gift wrap the Colts tight ends to all of them. Take them all. I don't want them.